Hey, this is Pastor Derek. I want to thank you so much for tuning into this video. And I know by now you're aware of all of the events that have unfolded here in the city of Las Vegas. And whether you live in this city or whether you live in a different state, or maybe you've seen the news and you live somewhere else in the world, you have the same reaction. We're overwhelmed. We're in shock. It's hard to believe that something this tragic could happen here in the city of Las Vegas. And you know, we grieve with those who grieve at such a great loss of life and the chaos that happened in the last 12 to 14 hours. And now the process of ministering to those who are in need. You know, I'm so grateful for the message of the gospel of Jesus Christ. And I was sharing this with my kids today, that our God is the only one who is able to take what was meant for evil and turn it around for good. And he is able to do this through the work of his son on the cross and the resurrection of Jesus Christ. You know, in times that are so dark, I think many of us realize how fragile life is, and that every breath that we breathe really is a gift from God to us. And you know, I put myself in the shoes of those people that were there last night. I mean, it could have been any one of us. And not only does it remind us to be thankful for the blessings that God gives us today and the importance of relationships, but even it helps us to understand the nature of mortality, that we can be alive one day and then the next day standing before God. And you know, this really is the most important question we have to answer in life. Where will we spend eternity? And the amazing thing about the gospel is this, that God provided the solution through the death and resurrection of his son, Jesus Christ. When we have faith in Jesus Christ and turn from our sins and turn to him in faith, God forgives us of our sins and he brings us into his family. He gives us the gift of everlasting life. I want to thank so many of you. The outpouring, the response to this tragedy has just been so great. And I know a lot of you all over the world want to help, many of you here in the city as well. And there are many things that you can do. Obviously, the first and the most important thing is to pray. And we don't ever want to underestimate the value and the power of prayer. As you're praying for the families that have been affected, as you're praying for first responders, as you're praying for the community here in the city of Las Vegas, I believe that God is going to hear your prayers and he's going to answer. We also have a desire to reach out to those who are suffering and in need. And so tonight at the church, beginning at 7 o'clock, 7 to 8, we're going to have a prayer vigil. And so we would encourage you to come. If you're local here in the city of Las Vegas, 7175 West Oquendo Road is our address. And our church is open to you. It doesn't matter whether you've been here or not. We would love to have you come tonight. In addition to that, we're providing counseling for those who are in need, pastoral care. And so our pastors are available for you from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we would love to have you just come down. Maybe you just need somebody to talk to and somebody to listen, or perhaps you need prayer. You need some biblical counseling. I want to encourage you to come down throughout this week from 8 a.m. to 7 p.m. This coming Wednesday night, we're going to have a special message of hope in the midst of darkness. And so I want to encourage you as well to consider coming to church on Wednesday night. That begins at 7 o'clock. And then we are going to be mobilizing an outreach to our first responders, to Metro, to those families who have suffered. And so we want to provide for them water and food and gift cards and supplies and things like that, as many of our first responders not only they've been working around the clock already, but they will continue to be working around the clock. And so we need to come alongside and support them. You know, in a time like this, I just want to really encourage you. Sometimes the tendency is for us to become afraid and overwhelmed and filled with stress. And, you know, you don't have to take that road. You can look to Jesus Christ. He is the Prince of Peace. And as you look to him and walk by faith, he will pour his peace out into your life. And this is what we are praying God brings to you. God bless you.